Yeah, so we're just super excited for tonight. We're going to celebrate and have some fun. Kaylee's going to share some thoughts in a moment, and we'll go from there.
Throughout the entire wedding day, there's nothing for Mom. Dad has the opportunity to walk me down the aisle and have a first look, and to share a first dance and give a speech. Mothers dedicate their entire lives, body, and soul to their kids. So, to all the single ladies out there, I'm sorry, because I will not be doing a bouquet toss, and instead, I will be dedicating my bouquet to my beautiful mother and mother-in-law. So, Mom, thank you for raising me well and being someone I can look up to, and showing me what a spiritual mother looks like. And Mom, thank you for raising such a wonderful husband and loving me well as your own and welcoming me into the family with open arms.
That's okay. G-Dub, got it. All right, a few more thank yous. I want to thank the entire George family and the Cubs fan side of the room over here. Yeah! In particular, I want to thank Kevin and Janet for raising an awesome young man. It's been a pleasure. To get to know Matt. So, thank you. Just a couple stories about Matt, now that we're on Matt. When I'm at weddings, I always want to decide if the dad really likes this guy or not. And does he have a piece about what's going on here? And just a couple of stories about Matt that gave me a piece about this day. The first one, and I realize I'm the last line of defense before the buffet, so I'll be quick. The first one is, when Kaylee, for some reason, decided to move straight out of college to Madison, Wisconsin, for some crazy reason, we had to move all of her stuff out of her dorm into our cars and transfer it to Matt's car. One of those items that we had to move was her clothing. And if you guys know Kaylee, that took quite a while. And as we were unloading bag after bag after bag after bag of her clothing from our car to Matt's car, I paid special attention to Matt. And I was looking for a shoulder drop or a head bob or a sigh or an eye roll. But Matt didn't flinch. He just kept loading bag after bag after bag. And that told me that from the beginning he was in this for the long haul. Another thing that gave me peace is the fact that this wedding planning process was pretty short, and we had to do a lot. And Matt was heavily involved, and I really appreciated that. But what I appreciated more, what I appreciated more was the fact that everything about today was put through what I call the Kaylee filter. And everything that Matt did was to make this day special for my daughter. So, thank you, Matt. One more thing before I pray. Matt and Kaylee are really about the greatest commandment, which was loving God and loving others. And I really appreciate that about them. And they've been through a lot in a short period of time. Highs and lows, gains and losses, new jobs, new places to live, and they have just soared through all of that. And I think that was just God testing them right away. I mean, they've been through a lot of tests, and they passed with flying colors with their relationship on God and putting God first and others, including themselves, second. So I'm thankful for God for that. I'm also, there's another thing that I want to mention about a wedding, and It's a humbling experience as a dad to come to a wedding, and an hour ago, I was the most important man in Kaylee's life. And that's changed. And it takes the power of God to be humble to that and give that up. And it takes the power of God for all of us to be humble enough to give these two up to each other. So not only this is a celebration, stop. Not only is a celebration of them being bonded together in the eyes of God and witnesses, but it's us celebrating the fact that we are sending you to be you all, okay? And I just want everyone to be a witness to that we are sending you, and you are putting God first, and not mom and dad second. We're putting each other second, all right? And we're going to be here to support you. You know, Kaylee's still got an old car, so I'm sure I'll still get phone calls. We're going to be here to support you, and all these people in this room are here for that. We're humbling ourselves and saying, you're a new family today, and we love you guys. I would like you guys to stand real quick and just make eye contact with everyone in the room. Everyone just take a look around and make sure you make eye contact with the couple. Smile at the red fans over here.
We're past that.
All right, just remain standing. I'm going to pray for our dinner. Dear Jesus, thank you for this awesome day. Thank you for this awesome couple. I just humble myself, Lord, and release them in your hands. Thank you for all those people that helped out with this day today, that make this day special. Thank you for humbling yourself on the cross for our salvation, the ultimate act of humility. I just pray that you bless the rest of this night, bless this food to our bodies, and may it all glorify you. Amen.
Good afternoon. Thank you all so much for coming today to celebrate with us. And I'd like to, some of you are standing already, but I'd like everyone, if you would, just stand up with me for a second. And now, well, that was good. Take a small step to your right. Small step to your right. Wow, you guys are good. And now a little step back to your left. You all do it? Thank you. And now you can sit down. I just heard that a good speech moves people, and I wanted to at least get that part out of the way first. So, thank you. And you all did very well listening, so thank you. Janet and I would like to thank Chase and Melanie for putting on this wonderful event today here at this beautiful place. And if you know Matt and Kaylee, this place, I mean, they love nature, and you have it right here behind you. Even with rain, it's beautiful, and so that this is a perfect place. And of course, you had ice cream. I mean, how could you beat that? Look at the line even for ice cream. So, but also thank you so much for all that you've invested in Kaylee over the years to just produce a beautiful young woman that is now part of our family as well. So thank you so much for all of that. We appreciate it. If you know Matt, you know that he's one who, once he decides what's right and that he wants to do it, it's going to get done. And it didn't take him long to know that Kaylee was right for him. And so here we are today. He made it happen. So, but you know, he's a young man who loves the Lord and wants to serve the Lord and do that with someone who also does. So that's great. And you know, I didn't know any Cincinnati Reds fans before I met Kaylee.
Woo! Yeah!
Are you saying that's good that I didn't know any? Oh, Anyhow, thank you.
Sorry.
You're welcome in the family. Laughing at my jokes, that's great. Wow. But anyhow, I really learned that I really like the Cincinnati Reds fans that I've met so far. So this is good. But no, Kaylee has such a bright smile, just a fun attitude, and sweet nature, and we just love so much that you love the Lord as well, and that you love Matt and you respect Matt. And so it's been such a blessing to us to watch their relationship grow and to just sharpen each other, to help each other in their walk through life. And we look forward to so many more days of that together. And so we're so excited for you guys on this exciting day, and we love you both. And I didn't bring a drink, but here's a toast to Matt and Kaylee. Cheers.
Thank you.
Love you.
Can we hear it one more time for Kevin George? Next up is Carly Logan, Maid of Honor.
Who's after her? Hi, my name's Carly. If you don't know me, I've been one of Kaylee's best friends since kindergarten. The special thing about getting to be friends for that amount of time is getting to experience a lifetime of big moments in each other's lives that most of us lose and gain friends along the way. Look at me. Like the graduation of kindergarten, going to middle school, starting high school, getting a license, graduating high school, experiencing heartbreak, graduating college, and now a wedding. Out of all these big moments in our lives, this one today might have to be superior. Seeing how happy Matt makes Kaylee brings me overwhelming joy for them. I love how great they complete each other and how much their love is centered around Christ. I'm so glad we could all be here to celebrate this great love they have found together, and I can't wait to see and hear all of their adventures and milestones together. She says I transferred to Olivet for her and that I followed her, but she moved and followed me to Greenfield first. Within a year, we seem to be in the same place, so either she's moving back home or I'm moving to Madison. Time will tell. I love you guys.
Great job, Carly. Next up, Brennan, the best man.
Passing mic to whoever's next over there. You have to help the mic.
Come on, pig. Hello, party people, nuptial goers, and wedding wenches. My name is Brennan. I'm one of Matt's co-best men and also one of his best friends and roommates from college. He asked me to keep this to 3 minutes, which I find ironic considering Matt's extensive history of talks greatly exceeding that time limit. But regardless, I'll do my best to keep things relatively brief. So I want to talk a little bit about intentionality. Although Matt has many, many wonderful qualities, such as being able to sweat at any time and any place, looking like a piece of tempting holiday cheer in a Christmas vest, and playing classical instruments with his feet, his best quality is how he lives in intentionality. Over the last several years, I've seen how deeply Matt values his relationship with Jesus. I see it in his habits. I see it in his being. I see it in how he treats others. Matt, you are an overflow of God's goodness, and that's because you take the time to invest in that relationship. It's what's most important to you, and it so evidently spills into all the other areas of your life, such as your relationships. Matt's also very intentional with his friends. I think when you're in college, being present with your people has different barriers due to super hectic schedules, and that can be tough. But it really gets hard once you leave school and all of a sudden you don't have your friend close by to throw shrimp dumplings at. And it's also a little more difficult to pick them up from their apartment to go on late night Panda Express runs. What I've seen in Matt is that despite the distance, despite a very, very challenging job, and despite all these other things vying for his attention, he's still a present friend. He asks me hard questions. He asks how he can be praying. He'll call at the drop of a hat. He even suggested a little over a year ago that we send devotional thoughts every day, and we've done that for over a year. I look around the room and I see how Matt's made a positive impact in all of your lives through his kindness and intentionality. And so needless to say, when I think about what it means to be an intentional friend, I think about you. So now that we've talked about his relationship with me, his first love, chronologically, of course, let's talk about his relationship with Kaylee, his second love, chronologically, of course. Ever since they started dating, I saw Matt date Kaylee with purpose and intentionality. He listens well, he makes her feel seen, he's her best friend and also her biggest fan. But above all, he worked with Kaylee from the get-go to put Christ at the center of their relationship. It's so evident how Matt feels about her because of the work he puts in to choose her when absolutely nobody else is watching. Kaylee, you've been blessed with a man who loves well, loves intentionally, and has his priorities in the right places when it would be so easy for him to prioritize himself. I'm ecstatic for the two of you, and I'm excited to see how you continue to grow together. I wish you both a very, very happy and long marriage full of viola serenades and many life-giving conversations that I will guarantee will be longer than 3 minutes. I also don't have a drink, so cheers to Matt and Kaylee.
Hi everyone, I'm Hannah and I'm Kaylee's favorite sister.
And I'm Coy and I'm Kaylee's favorite brother.
So Kaylee has always claimed to be the typical forgotten middle child, but Coy and I have a very hard time believing that because growing up, she always did things to make herself known. And so we decided to share some of those things with you today. So y'all are in for a treat.
Also, when I found out I was gonna have to do my speech with Hannah, I was afraid I wasn't gonna get a single word in. So to make sure that I get my word in, we're gonna tell the story together in a way that we have not practiced at all before. Are you ready, Hannah?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay.
So,
One
day
Kaylee
was
bored.
and
She
put
her
underwear
on
the
lamp.
and
It
caught
on
fire.
Also
It
was
Dora.
underwear. Okay.
Okay, wait,
Okay.
one more.
One more. Okay.
You go.
Kaylee,
One
time
wrote
a
big
word
which
was
her
name
in
Sharpie
on
the
carpet.
then
She
tried
to
blame
it
on us. Her name.
It was her own name.
Yeah. So,
She tried to do that a lot.
yeah.
She tried to blame us for a lot.
Not the forgotten middle child at all.
No, not at all. Not at all. So, in all seriousness, though, I remember when Kaylee first told me about Matt. And she told me not to tell anyone because, I'm her sister, so I'm one of the first people that should know. But I was so excited. I don't even know if I told you this. I texted my best friend Alicia, my roommate, that day, and I said, Alicia, guess what? Kaylee is dating the Matt George. And I just remember that we both freaked out and we were just so excited. And I knew from that moment that there was something special between the two of them. And I'm so glad that something special resulted in all of us here today. And so Matt and Kaylee, I'm just so proud of you guys. Sorry, I'm gonna cry. I remember one time I was going through a really rough time in life and I asked Kaylee, I was like, how do you do it? And she was like, I just trust in the Lord and just give him everything. And her doing that resulted in Matt. And I just couldn't imagine anything better. So I love you guys. Matt, welcome to the crazy family. And I'm glad that there will be somebody else now that Kaylee can blame things on. So you're welcome for that.
All right, well, it's my time to get sappy and sentimental. I'm not usually the best at saying those kinds of words, but no one ever said I couldn't rap them. And I probably can't, but we're about to find out, right? So Hannah, at least try to give me a beat. I'll take it. All right. Okay. Kaylee is my sister, so we're best friends for life. She has a big heart, so she'll make a great wife. Her laugh kind of reminds me of a long beach walk, mainly because it sounds like a loud seagull flock. She has a loud mouth, and you probably heard her talk. I'm not trying to be nice. No, I'm not trying to mock. I'm sorry, Kaylee. Thanks for always putting up with my jokes, just like right now as I make fun and poke. You taught me how to laugh and smile through the hard times. Make sure before the wedding to write something here that rhymes. Kaylee's indecisive, no matter what it's for. So when she says she loves Matt, I know I can be sure. I know my rap is good, and you probably want more, but I'll shut up for another toast to Matt and Kaylee George.
I know I look like a fat M&M, but I'm not going to attempt that, so. All right, so Jen and I don't really like each other, so we didn't coordinate anything. So I'm gonna read my speech, and Jenna's gonna stand here awkwardly, and then we'll switch roles. All right, so Kaylee, I want you to know that if it weren't for me, Matt wouldn't be here right now. Plain and simple. So let me paint you the picture. We Georges, we love to go on new experiences, and on this particular night, it was quite dark and stormy, and we found ourselves at the bow of a large sailboat. An eerie fog was resting over the rolling waves. Blackness engulfed the whole scene. It was just Jenna, Matt, and I alone with the vast ocean known as Lake Michigan. Suddenly, like a predator leaping from the shadows to surprise its prey, a 7-story wave came rumbling out of the fog and against the sailboat. The crash sent Matt hurtling through the air, but like any hero would, I tore off my shirt, grabbed rope attached to the mast, tied it around my waist, then leapt a great height into the air and snatched Matt out of the air and returned him safely to the dock. Jenna was also okay. But just know that without my, by the way, this story is 40% true. Without my superheroism, this wedding would not be happening today. So you're welcome. So anyway, that event happened in Chicago, and Chicago has segways. So, all right. So really, what this speech is about is Matt has been called by many, especially my mother, that he has an old soul. So you probably already know a lot of those features, but I want to give a picture of what an old soul might look like for Matt. So here's what I'm guessing. Okay, an old soul. Matt told me this morning he could feel the rain in his knee. By the way, some of these are true, so you decide. Matt can regularly be seen tucking his button-up shirt as far into his pants as they can go, no matter what. Doesn't matter if they're jeans, slacks, sweatpants, or basketball shorts. An old soul. Matt has sudden urges to tell everything from mice to men to get the heck off my lawn. An old soul. Matt cannot drink coffee unless it is from Dunkin' and it is the hazelnut blend. That one's true. Matt will tell you how it is. He doesn't give a single crap. An old soul. The craps Matt does give are in his pants. So all of these might be stereotypes of old people. Sorry if I know I'm headed there eventually, so I look forward to it. But anyway, Kaylee,
I'm sure that Matt will also get there at some point. Just give him time. But after all, that's what marriage is for, loving each other unconditionally through thick and thin. But here's really what my mom has always meant by calling Matt an old soul. An old soul is wise beyond his years. An old soul has his priorities straight. And an old soul gives everything he can for the people he loves. And that's primarily you, Kaylee. You're the beneficiary of Matt's old soul. I had the great opportunity to drive 90 minutes back to my parents' house with Matt after his graduation. Actually, I was more instructed, voluntold by my parents to help him carry everything from his dorm room and pack the car, and then I had to ride back with him. But the drive really was so special. We covered a lot of life on that drive, and just an hour before that drive began, I had met Kaylee for the first time. And as I sat in the car, I took the role of listener, which, if you know me, is not something I usually do. I'm usually listening, or not listening, I'm usually talking nonstop. But I was able to listen as Matt opened his old soul and poured out nothing but his admiration for the beautiful bride sitting next to him. They had been dating for like a week, and few hours, whatever, same. Who doesn't really matter. I don't know. People debate whether or not love at first sight is real, and I don't know what Matt's thoughts were the first time he saw Kaylee, but all I know is that he could not stop telling me about this girl. And the thing is, it wasn't just like, oh, she's beautiful and she thinks I'm funny or whatever superficial things a lot of people say in a relationship. It was so clear how much God had brought them together, and so clear how much God was at the center of their relationship, and so clear how they intended to continue to keep God central. And I can say strongly they have done that, and I know they will continue to let God lead them as they move forward as the Georges today. Matt, you may have an old soul, but your love for Kaylee will always be young and new and fresh as long as you keep God at the core. Toast.
So Matt asked us to give a speech here like a month ago, and I thought that was interesting because, I don't know, I have a lot of dark and terrible things I could share about Matt. And so I was surprised that he was entrusting this time with me to share. So, I don't know, I guess he trusts me to give a good speech, and unfortunately and fortunately, I'm here to share with you some of those things that I've experienced throughout my life, being Matt's older sister. Since I'm the middle child, I've had probably the most overlap between Kyle and Matt, and because I'm the middle child, I'm also the perfect child. Shout out Kaylee. Yeah. So I did a lot of activities with Matt growing up. One of my least favorite memories of Matt is when we were under the age of 10, we were on a family trip in Florida, swimming in a pool with kickboards. He might not even remember this, but I do. I thought we were just playing and being friendly, being nice. I was just waving at Matt, had my nice smile on. I was like, Matt, come play. And he came charging at me. He like stared at me in my eyes, charged at me with a kickboard, hit my tooth out, blood everywhere. I was in the hospital for days. So you gave me this time to be dramatic, so I'm really sulking in it, Matt. So some of that might be a little over-dramatized, but anyways, Matt has a competitive spirit, and it used to drive me up a wall because I'm competitive, and Matt doesn't know how to have fun, but neither do I. And so growing up, a lot of times Matt and I really didn't like each other, and we disagreed and fought day by day, hour by hour. Sorry, I am totally knocking this cake over. Day by day, hour by hour, and yeah, we fought a lot. And something beautiful happened when I was, I think, in high school. Matt was in middle school, and as we grew and grew and got older, we entered into our prospective next stages of life, high school, college. Not only did our friendship grow out of just being siblings, it turned into true friendship and deeper conversation. It really became into this beautiful thing where your friends became my friends became yours, and our friendship really intertwined and just became a really special friendship and meaningful to me. And it was just a beautiful shift. And anyways, another beautiful shift that happened in Matt's life is when he started dating Kaylee. So funny enough, I met Kaylee after their first date. So to back up, Matt texted me one morning and was like, "Hey, I'm in Chicago. Can I see you?" And it was like a Monday or a Tuesday. I don't know, what day was it? It was a Wednesday. And so it was a work day. I was working. I saw the message a few hours later, and I'm like, "Hey, Matt, sure, I'm working, so make it quick. You can stop by." So he stops by, and he's like, "Hey, I'm bringing a friend in." I naturally assumed it was Brennan, actually. And then all of a sudden, I see Matt coming up to the door with a girl. And he introduces, "Hey, this is my friend Kaylee." And so we're chatting, they come in my apartment for a bit, they leave, so on. Matt texts me later that day, he's like, "Yeah, that was our first date. Like, you just met her after our first date." But that was really special to me in the end. And through that following, 2 days, I think Matt and I talked a lot and on the phone a lot. And I could tell, this has been iterated a lot tonight, but how much Matt talked so highly of Kaylee, and me being an older sister, being protective of Matt, and how he's an old soul, like Kyle mentioned, and we've always trusted Matt with his wisdom and discernment in friendships, and especially those he would date, that when Matt talked about Kaylee with such a high regard and with such respect and deep care and confidence, it brought so much joy and peace to my heart to see that. So Matt and Kaylee, may the Lord grow your love daily for him, for each other, and for your community that you will build together in Madison. God has gifted you both with the ability to be wherever you need to be, whether that's be with family whenever there's a need there, whether that's a friend and you're called to go somewhere that maybe is hours of driving. You both have the gift to be. And I just believe the Lord will continue to use that in both of you and bless many and touch many and bless your families. So praise God for that gift. So if you all could raise a glass on behalf of Kyle and I and for the newlyweds. Cheers.
Thank you.